All right, it's October and I have a comically large battle box to check out. So if you're into adventure gear, survival gear, camping, that sort of thing, this is probably the subscription for you. So let's open this thing up and check it out. What's up guys, Eric here with ATHOME in the future, and I'm back with another Battlbox unboxing. So if you're unfamiliar with Battlbox, of course this is the OG survival camping subscription, outdoor stuff. Super cool, comes in 4 different flavors going all the way from a basic box up to advanced to Pro and Pro Plus. We always check out the big boy, the Pro Plus box on this channel, and this month, just judging by the size of this thing, it's gonna have some pretty cool stuff inside. Now, there's a Battlbox legend, some legendary items they've had in the past. One of these items is something I suspect is gonna be in this box this month, just judging by the size and shape. So I'm pretty pumped about that, but enough blabbing about this thing. Let's open it up and check it out. It's got a very long seal on here, so it's gonna take me a minute to saw through it with my trusty knife. How do I get this thing open? Oh, there's more tape. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this thing around. All right, so there you go. I know you don't get a huge view of what's coming up, but we'll just keep the element of surprise this month. Okay, as always, we've got Battlbox Mission Brief 92. Feels like it's on different paper this month for some reason. So let's see what we got. We got a rundown of everything. Here's a quick look at everything. Yep, I see a legendary item, and that is this bow and arrow. People on all the Battlbox forums and everything talk about this thing like it's a mythical creature or something, so it's cool to see it make its way back into a box. I think it was in a box 5 years ago or so. So like I said earlier, we have our basic box, lots of items there, an advanced box for slightly more, a Pro box for a little bit more than that, and of course a Pro Plus. Oh man, cool stuff this month. So let's get started on this thing. Let's get the basic box going. I'm gonna try to flatten this out. And let's see if we can hunt down that item. So some Battlbox trail markers, some packing stuff. Lots of stuff shifted from shipping on this one. I've got a knife that was flung from its box too. All right, I think, yeah. All right, took me a while to dig that out, but here is our high-vis trail markers with a little bit of Battlbox branding on these. Let's see if they're all, I think they're all kind of tied together here, but we got some reflective looking little clip-on trail markers. Let's see what we need to know about these. It says they're perfect for creating a crumb trail when you're exploring unfamiliar areas, tracking a wounded animal, marking last signs of blood, marking a location for others to find, or clip to the back of a group member's clothing on a hike in the dark. That's cool. I do like that idea. So it looks like there's a place at the top where you could put like a nail or something and actually put it in a tree if you want. They've got these little clips. They're actually, man, pretty hard to open. Let me see. Maybe this one was just glued together. I think the paint on it was weird, but yeah. This is their typical little gator clip type thing. And I believe there's a reflective, definitely super bright. But cool to have. Cool, again, it's something you probably wouldn't already have in your prep kit, so cool to throw. I may spread those out across a few different little kits and bug out bags and just have those, or keep them in the camping kit in the car. It's neat, high-vis trail markers. There's a 10-pack there. Not bad, worth $7.99. Next up, because I just saw it here, we'll go ahead and take a look at this. PFC Aerosol Earth Scent. So what we have here is like a lubricant for different things you might have outdoors that won't throw off if you're into hunting, which I'm not a big hunting guy, but I have some guys that have some stuff similar to this. If you want to keep some stuff working well, but don't want to give off a scent that's going to freak out the animals or anything, this is the kind of stuff you want to use. It says it's perfect for firearms and prevents corrosion on stuff. If you have a squeaky tree stand seat or that sort of thing, this is the perfect thing for that as well. So you got your little spout, kind of like the thing that comes with WD-40. So not the most useful item for me just because that's not my scene, but cool to have, and I like getting a different mix of stuff in here. So PFC Aerosol Earth Scent, that's worth 15 bucks for that. Next up we have some Gear-Aid Camo Form reusable fabric wrap. I think I see that sitting on the top back here. So short and sweet, just some nice wrap. So you could use this for some first aid stuff. You could use it to conceal some items, which I think is the primary usage here given the camo form on it, but let's take a look. Yeah, it says they're recommending using this for your firearms. So instead of getting something that's really sticky to put on stuff, sometimes they'll have like a sticky tack that's good for grip, but when you take it off, it just leaves stuff gross. This is a way to do it with something that is a little easier to get on and off and doesn't ever mess up your stuff, which is nice. Gear-Aid makes some really cool stuff, so this is an item I actually haven't seen from them before, so that's nice to see in the box. You're familiar with Ace bandages probably, but it's got kind of that foam squishy grip, so nice thing to have there. Pretty cool. Gear Aid Camo Form Reusable Self-Cling Wrap. Reusable, I don't know how reusable. I guess you could put it back on there, but man, if you're outside, it's gonna get gross. I can't see you reusing it, but maybe you can. Maybe you're cleaner outside than I am. So there you go, Camo Form Wrap. And then finally for our basic box, we have a knife this month from Fox Americas, the FE043. Looks like it's worth about 33 bucks. And this is the one, for some reason in shipping, this thing flew from its box. So here's what it would look like all boxed up if you want to see that. It goes already kind of loose. Unless we have a flipper. This thing is definitely heavy and a little chunky. The action needs a little bit of work on it, but that's a nice little outdoors beater knife. It's got a full frame lock here on the side. Yeah, just maybe needs a little TLC to get it kind of worked in together. I'm not sure what type of steel. Let's see what it says on the edge here. I guess you know what? We should probably look at our mission guide here. 8CR13 MOV steel. It says a micarta scale. It doesn't feel like micarta. Yeah, it says this is micarta scales on this, which I don't think that's accurate. I think that is a piece of G10. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never had micarta feel like that. But overall, not bad at all feeling for what I would call a beater knife. So this thing is awfully heavy. It does have a deep carry clip. Feels fairly tight. It's got a little thumb groove for opening it up and closing. That frame lock is really, really tight, but the action on it is fairly smooth. It'll flip out. Yeah, it's getting a little easier to flip. Kind of got to give it a little wrist motion. Ooh, there we go. Really not bad. So definitely a cheaper knife, but hey, it's in the basic box, and for the price of that basic box, you're getting it quite a bit this month. So that's cool to see. Designed by Russ Calmer, has a stonewash finish and everything. A little bit of jimping back here in the back. Really not bad. Obviously not my favorite knife, but for a cheaper knife and the lower end box, nice item to get. It's always fun to get blades and stuff. If you watch this channel, you know how much I love knife stuff. So pretty neat. FE043 from Fox Americas. Pop this down here, and that will wrap up the basic box for us this month. So let's move on to our advanced box, which is something that is awesome. A Climate Traverse hammock. This is a single hammock, so we are hammock crazy in our family. We use them all the time. We've got trees in our property. We thankfully live in a part of the country where we're close to all sorts of parks and everything that have trees. And during the summer, during the fall, when you go to those on a nice day, it's funny to see stacks and stacks of these parachute style hammocks everywhere. So this is one from Climate. Let's check this out. And I think it almost looks like it comes with the straps too, which would be nice. Let's get it out of the bag here. It's a little hefty. I'm thinking the straps must weigh it down. Let's open it up and see. Climate makes some nice, affordable camping gear. So it looks like the bag itself is sewn into the hammock. Kind of get this out of here. Yeah, so check out the straps. Straps sometimes can be another 20 or 30 bucks on top of stuff. So you've got those wound up. Nice stuff. It's got some carabiners built in. So yeah, easy. Those are actually pretty sturdy carabiners too. It looks like this thing holds up to 400 pounds of weight. So if you are only used to traditional hammocks, I think at this point in time, if you're watching this sort of stuff, you're familiar with this type of hammock. But if you're not, man, these are 1,000 times better than like the old net hammock your parents may have had in the backyard or something. But find some trees, wrap the straps around, clip on, and you're good to go. You can cinch up in the straps or cinch looser if you want more of a flat hammock or more of a dipped in hammock. But can't have too many of these. Always keep them in our cars and everything. The color is an odd choice, I feel like, for Battlbox. It's a little bright and sunshiny. I'm kind of surprised I didn't go with a darker shade. And it is a single hammock. You can get the double nest hammocks, or double nest, that's Eno's brand. But you can get the double hammocks that supposedly hold 2 people. So unless you're in there with your wife, you probably don't want to hang out 2 people in these, or your kids, because you just kind of mush together. It basically just forms a giant tree taco. So let's see if there's anything special in the card about it. 10-foot tree straps with 10 daisy chains. That's awesome. So it's really easy to change the level of this. 1.8 pounds. Yep, awesome. I'll never complain about getting a hammock like this in any of these subscription boxes. This hammock, this is worth 50 bucks. So just about the price of the advanced box itself, and you get this hammock, plus you get all this other stuff. So cool to see. So let's get to the big item, the big kahuna, the thing that everybody in all these outdoors forums that gets Battlbox talked about, and that is this gear scope breakdown bow worth $75. It's gonna take a minute to get it out of this big box, but let's check this thing out. I'm gonna pan it across the camera here so you can get a sense of this. I wonder, it looks like it just stays together given the size. All right, so that big box came with this big case. Again, I'm gonna pan it across the camera. It's so large. We got some handles up here, big zipper. All right, so we got all our different pieces inside of here. The arrows, maybe that's why. So the breakdown bow, years ago, I actually got the Battlbox that had the breakdown bow in it, and the arrows were like this twist together arrow, which was terrible, but it looks like these have a space where you can twist on different heads and everything. Got some little plastic fins, and forgive me if I'm not familiar with like bow terminology, because archery is not something I'm overly familiar with, but it's super fun. We got woods behind us, so it's fun to fire this stuff around. So we've got 1, 2, 3 arrows, it looks like. We have, here's the mechanism where the arms of the bow go in. Nice, got like a grip on here. It's cool, looks like our arrows attach here in the front. Big arms wrapped in some bubble wrap. So how this works, and disappointedly, I'm probably not gonna be able to put this together on camera here. It looks like the arms of the bow and arrow, again, forgive me if I'm using the wrong words here, but there's gotta be some screws that attach these here, and then you're good to go once you put this thing together. So yeah, lots to learn with this thing. So we got our screws, we have our rope for the arrow itself. We've got some tools to put things together. And look, we got some arrow tips down here that are actually sharp. That's cool to see. Let's open those up so you can get a quick look, since I can't put this bow together right now. So there's your arrow tips. Let's open these up too. Whew. Yeah, those are real sharp. Look at those things. Pretty cool. So 3 of those. Looks like they screw in. Some mean mama jamas. And then here's your big screws that attach your arms to your bow and everything. You get your string in here, you got the tools to put it together. So this looks like a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to mess with it. I hate I can't put it totally together for this video, because I hate showing you stuff and then you don't actually get a super good look at it, but it's still cool though. You can imagine how it looks. You know what, we'll throw this, there you go, check this out. So you can see how it completely breaks down into this bag, which is overall pretty small. Again, something that, if you see my video, how prepped out I have my truck, this is probably gonna go in there just to have something like this, but you can see it fully assembled with the arrows there. It's got a 40-pound draw weight, 28-inch draw. You can see up here, this is the thing that everybody's been waiting for, the breakdown bow. People talk about it all the time. So yeah, super fun. You're probably not gonna go out there and like, I don't know, shoot an elk with this thing, but if you're just getting into the hobby or want something fun to mess around with, or something in an emergency situation you could probably use, this would be something fun to practice with and get the hang of the hobby. And it's pretty awesome to see. A $75 item here in the Pro box, and of course you get all the other stuff as well. So very, very cool. Let's pack this back in and we'll take a look at our final item here, which looks like an awesome little knife. So I'm gonna lay this bow here to the side. There we go. We'll leave the arrows out. Our final item from Wooks. So a few months ago, I had an awesome hatchet from Wooks, which is a very cool item. I've had a lot of fun with that, chopping some wood in the backyard. Now we have this knife here, which has some strange tape. I guess, yeah, I guess I need to cut that, open that up. That's a strange seal in this box. There we go. So we have a little fixed blade with a small sheath. This thing looks very interesting. These staples are putting up a fight. All right. Here we go. A little sheath. Actually, it appears to be leather. It's very thin. It smells good. It smells like leather. All right, look at this little blade. A really interesting profile. So this is the Wooks, the bad boy. Actually, that feels pretty great. It feels a lot different than I was expecting. I don't know, for some reason when you look at the picture, I expected a larger knife. So the Wooks bad boy, 119 bucks, D2 steel, real American walnut in the handle. That's cool. It's surprisingly light, you know. So just to give you a size comparison here, here's a Spyderco Para 3 lightweight. So actually side by side, the Spyderco might be a little bit longer. Very similar profiles actually, in a lot of ways. But you know what, I like this little thing. It's got a really deep choil there. Lots of jimping. Look, jimping up back here in the blade and up front too, so if you really want to choke up. Very slicey looking. I like it. Kind of an unusual fixed blade, something I really haven't seen out there. And honestly, I wasn't really all that familiar with Wooks until I got their hatchet. So this is very interesting here. The Wooks bad boy. And I think the idea, it's got a little sheath so you can hang it on the belt, you can slide it in a pocket. This sheath is interesting, you know, I can't tell, I'm still trying to decide how much I actually like this sheath. It's surprisingly thin for what this is. Oh, that's how it was in there. But I do like you can kind of slide it in the front pocket if you want to carry a fixed blade. There's a lot of guys who like actually carry fixed blades as their EDC, which is something I've never really tried, but I do like the walnut finish on this. Just a very interesting blade profile. So that is the Wooks bad boy. That's 119 bucks. That is the Pro Plus knife of the month this month. One of the cooler knife of the months I feel like they've had lately. I actually really enjoy this thing. No hot spots or anything like that. Okay, I'll quit blabbing on about this, but it is cool. Full tang goes all the way down. I really like this. Sheath I'm kind of iffy on, but it says it's natural leather made in Italy, so I'll take that. So interesting right there. The Wooks bad boy knife of the month, and that brings us to the end of mission 92 for October of 2022. We've got the Wooks bad boy. We've got this breakdown bow over here with its arrows. I'll pop these back up here. We've got a full hammock over here from Climate with straps and all that stuff too. We've got some camoform wrap. We've got another knife from Fox Americas. It's kind of a fun beater, do what you want with a knife. We've got some earth cover scent, lubricant, and we've got some trail markers. So super cool month. As always, Battlebox is always a good time. So if you want to get this subscription for yourself, be sure to follow the link on the screen or down in the description. We can save you some money on that. And Battlebox is always a ton of fun, always interesting, never a junky box or anything. There's always some cool items in there, so well worth checking out. And I think you'll dig it. So that's it for this month's unboxing. As always, if you dug the video, be sure to hit that like button. It helps the channel out a ton. And be sure to subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. We'll see you next time.